Hey everyone, in this video we're gonna see pro tips on rule of thirds. It's very important to make your compositions look better and professional. We're gonna look at points like what exactly is rule of thirds in graphic design, how we can use it in our layouts. Finally, I'll show you live design examples for better understanding. Of course, I'll be showing you real design examples to make it easy and clear understanding on this topic. This video is for beginners and intermediates who are stuck in figuring out how the layouts really work in graphic design. Alright then, let's get started. Basic understanding of rule of thirds is two lines drawn vertically and horizontally. Where these lines connect are the focal point. Like we can place most important elements in that space so that it get noticed easily by the viewers. But there is a most advanced way of using it. Left top point is where viewers focus more first. They call it the sweet spot. We can see it used by series or movies like this design. The whole focus is here to the boy's eyes. Also you can see this poster, same way they have used for this woman for the eyes. 41% of the viewers watch more at this point and then they move to below point, which would be 25% of the viewers notice it secondly, and it moves to the right 20% and at last 14% of the right bottom corner. This is a key formula to use rule of thirds because naturally human eyes always goes here. So designers place most primary and important element at this point. Let it be a text, image or any details which should be noticed by the viewers or the audience first. For example, let's look at this design. Here the designer has used left side of the points to convey the message. 41% is taken to showcase the person's face, then directly move to the below text. That is another way to guide the audience or the viewers. But you might ask, should I always place the elements at this point? No, there is no such rule to do it. You can place your object anywhere in these 4 points as per your design style. One thing to keep in mind is we always have to combine the right side together, which gives us 34%. We can place the whole image or maybe an artwork on the right side. This is just a basic understanding where our eyes notice more in rule of thirds. But the decision is always made by the designers. The basic way to use it in our layouts is by placing the elements where the lines intersect. That's what most of the designers follow, but there is another way to use it. These 9 equal parts grid places. Let's look at a design example. Here's a movie poster from Jaws. This design has used rule of thirds but in a different way. It has just used these 3 vertical columns to pull attention. We have 2 subjects with title at the center. Designer has used this advanced technique to get focus on the shark and also the swimmer. But you might ask, is it okay to leave empty space around the objects? It's absolutely fine and works. The negative space on the right and the left of the layout create more tension between two. Also, since there is nothing on the both sides, the audience eyes directly goes to the center, which is an advanced way of using rule of thirds. Here's another design with same use of thirds. In this poster, most primary hidden trick or technique is using the negative space very well, which instead of feeling empty, it drives us to watch the main center content. We have to understand the power of negative space while creating these kind of designs. In the thirds, horizontal lines also used to grab attention and guide audience. You can look at this design. Designer has used the middle horizontal space to place the text, which is a great way to highlight it. And he has used the middle vertical part to make us feel like something is happening in the frame. Same for this design. This is another way we can use the thirds for highlighting just the text part, blending with the whole layout. Even though there is a lot of empty space around it, we won't get diverted. What if we have more elements and subjects to showcase in the design? Even for that, we can use rule of thirds in an advanced way. You can see this poster where all the characters are placed in the center, but mainly our eyes directly goes to this part of the design, which is this head. In this design, only these 2 parts have been used to highlight the elements. What the designer has done is, he has increased the character's head so that it has a opposition to this part in the center, and directly jump to the title where the same character is standing. That's another way to direct the viewer's eyes, so the viewers don't have to flow next to another, instead jump one to another by skipping the middle part. There's another way to use rule of thirds by using a grid called golden triangle grid. Here we have rule of thirds added. Now draw a diagonal line one corner to another, and from another corner draw a line 90 degrees diagonally, connecting the first diagonal line. Now let's remove the rule of thirds. This golden triangle grid is used to showcase unique designs like this poster where they have shown repetition of the same face with slight shift. This grid guides the way from start to the end. This grid is very rarely used if they want to showcase any unique approach in their designs. We have seen the advanced way to use rule of thirds. Now I'm going to show you real design example in Illustrator with the rule of third used to get a clear understanding on how to use it in your layouts. We are inside Adobe Illustrator. The left side you can see the bad design. On the right I'm going to be redesigning this by using rule of thirds so that you'll know the clear difference how we can use the rule of thirds. Firstly, let's choose a rectangle and create a rectangle around the layout. Make it into stroke, and then let's reduce it a bit. Let's choose it and lock it so that this will be the guides. Again I'm going to choose a rectangle and create another rectangle. Now go to object, path, split into grids. Make sure to choose the preview, and let's increase the number of rows by 3. Same to the columns, and let's click OK. Let's group it together and let's lock it. We have created the rule of thirds over here. Alright, then let's start with the image. First I'm going to duplicate the image. The idea here is title should be highlighted first and then move to the image, and finally to description to other small details. If we place the image here, it will get more noticed. As per what we saw in the video, this is a sweet spot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose it, right click and transform, reflect. Let's click OK and let's place it like this. Alright, then let's copy the text. As you can see, there is no much hierarchy in the text. It looks really plain and it doesn't look like a title. What I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the second word. I'm going to increase the bottom text, and so let's place it something like this. Choose the above text. Let's reduce it a little and place it over here. To give more contrast, we can also change the text color to white. Choose both and let's increase it more and place it over here. You can see here there is a small details added on the top. So I'm gonna duplicate it again. Right click, ungroup it. What I'm gonna do is using the grids, left align it and place it here, and let's place the ear at the center. In that way it looks very clean and neat and also gives a clear balance to the text. Alright, then finally I'm gonna copy this description, right click and ungroup it. So let's reduce it a little. I think it'll be better to place it next to each other so that it'll have balance to this title text. Alright, then our design is done, but on the bottom it looks really empty compared to the top when we see it as an overall design. I found this interesting elements from FreePic. You just have to type brutalism objects and you'll get all these in a vector form. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place it over here and reduce it a little. Let's place it right here. Let's do the same thing. Now you can see it's properly balanced, and with all the white space and placements, it looks clean and neat. Now you can see the difference between both the designs. The new one looks more clean and neat by using all the white space. It's placed well. As soon as the audience notice it, they'll first notice the title, then they'll move to the image, and then finally description and other small details around it. And that's how you can use rule of thirds to make your designs more better. Rule of thirds is used in multiple fields: photography, videography, and also for web designs. I've just shown how it is used in graphic design. When you master rule of thirds, you'll start seeing design in a different perspective. If you haven't checked out my recent video on composition, please do check out. I'll add it in the description. I'll be posting a lot of graphic designing videos, completely making it easy to understand so that anybody can learn graphic design without any struggle. If you like this video, please do subscribe and hit the like by showing your support. I'll see you again in another informative video.